Hey class. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the students that wrote me with the kind words. I do really appreciate that, and I'm sorry this happened at the start of term. I mean, although I know it's never really a convenient time. Unfortunately, my father did pass away yesterday, and I did make it, and all my siblings made it, and we got to spend one last day together. And then, and it was kind of touching. There was a retired bishop that was able to come. We're Catholic, Roman Catholic, and the retired bishop came and gave some last rites to my father, and then my father died about 30 minutes later. So he kind of held out for us all to get together, and then I guess at least in the Catholic viewpoint, he's on the VIP list for heaven now. So, but no, I'm still in a little bit of shock, and I'll probably be a sad panda for a bit. And in honor of that, I'm going to give you a picture of a happy panda because happy pandas are a lot better than sad pandas, I think. And what I'm doing here is I once a week you get at least two communications from me every week. One is in the start of the week I tell you what's due, like the due dates for what the upcoming stuff are, and then the second email, like it's what this is. It's an uplifting video, kind of saying what's going on in recent with new discoveries in science, and I'm very very chemistry centric because I'm a chemist, and this is also a chemistry class, so it makes sense. I do sometimes dabble in other topics, but this is usually a chemistry talk, and I usually get my material from the American Chemical Society. There's a magazine they call Chemical and Engineering News, and so I look through I look through the magazine, and if an article catches my eye, I usually make a video on it, or sometimes I'll do other things. Oh, and I also want to say for if any students are affected by the LA fires, I mean, let me know if you need anything. I know I don't think any students are down there, but I mean, if you have family there, prayers to them as well. So I certainly do hope no one is directly affected. But and I know this also because I used to live on Maui, and we had the wildfire there, and in Lahaina, and I know the damage and the horror that can cause to people. So, prayers to you guys, and if you need anything, if you are personally affected, and you need some help with anything, let me know. I mean, what I do, and that is I use my network with the university to see what services we can get you guys. So that's what I mean by like if you need any help. Also, if you have any lack in basic needs, or if you are having mental health issues, or if you're having academic issues like in this class or other classes, I'm also there to help you. So, anyways, let me go into the main content of the video. And they're looking at a new drug. A drug to attack certain coronaviruses, of course, our favorite coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, or also, COVID-19 is what we refer to it, or just COVID, right? So the good old one from the pandemic. And there's this molecule, and you can see this molecule here, and this right here, this is known as a Lewis structure. It's a way of identifying things, and these parts right here, these corners, these are carbon atoms, and this means single bond, and then this one here would mean a double bond. Of course, the other elements are labeled, and also any like so carbon has a bond with 4. So this corner right here is going to have a carbon. It's going to be bonded to other carbons, and it's going to have 2 extra hydrogens. So when you look at this, you fill in the hydrogens also. So this is how you read that. And I know that we haven't gotten to structures and whatnot in the class, and maybe even atoms, but I do find that most students have a general idea. But anyways, this is a molecule. This is a stable group of atoms, and this molecule fits in this enzyme here. So it is the NSP14 or an S-adeno silohomocysteine. Man, that is one heck of a word. Adenosylohomohistohine. Cysteine. So adenosylohomocysteine. So that is how you say that. And if you look at this is a protein structure. So proteins are biomolecules, and they're made of smaller units called amino acids. And they can have, that's the amino acid chain, that's known as the primary structure. And then you can have secondary structures. And in this, you can see these curly Q things. That shows an alpha helix. So an alpha helix, it's this kind of structure where it kind of goes over there. And then these arrows, if you see these arrows here, these are known as beta sheets. And so the protein kind of lines up that way. And then all of these together form tertiary structure, which means it's the arrangement. So this right here's diagram shows the tertiary structure of the enzyme, of the protein. And some enzymes have quaternary structure. Not all of them have quaternary structure. So an example of one is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin has 4 different heme groups, and the quaternary structure is the organization of those bigger blobs. So, and there's 4 heme groups, and how they orient with each other, that would be the tertiary structure, so I should say. And with this here, so it's not clear. I don't think it has tertiary structure. I think it does have. I'm sorry. It doesn't have quaternary structure. It certainly has tertiary structure. My bad. And with proteins, their functionality all has to do with shape. So if you change the shape of the protein, it either doesn't work at all, which is usually the case, or it works much less. So, and in this case, this molecule will fit right in there in this enzyme, and so now because of that, it deactivates the enzyme. And this enzyme, it helps to, so it methylates the ends of certain protein of the RNA. So which makes it harder to detect. It's a way of making viruses hard to detect with our immune system. So the way antivirals work, among other things, is they interfere with somewhere in the life cycle of the virus. And typically speaking, antivirals work for very specific viruses. So this one looks like it might be a broad spectrum across all coronaviruses. So, and viruses, if you studied viruses and bacteria, we organize them by shape. So the coronaviruses, they have the specific shape that's indicative of them. And the same thing with bacteria. Like the cocci bacteria, for instance, are round. So we organize them by shape, and then typically the ones the same shape tend to have similar characteristics. It's just not too surprising. So this drug seems to work broadly across coronaviruses, which is an interesting thing because there's not very many broad spectrum antivirals. So this is a pretty big deal. So unfortunately for me personally, I know already that I'm allergic to this molecule. So I have a sulfonamide allergy, and this group right here, I'm going to be allergic to this. So I can't take this drug. But most people are not allergic to it, so good for you guys. But you know, that's also what's nice about chemistry, right? Though, I mean, when I read this, it's first thing I said, I'm like, oh crap, I'm allergic to that. I can't take it, you know. So that's the predictive power of chemistry, is that you can do that. And I mean, so I can know right away, like say if I if I get coronavirus and they're like, oh, do you want to take this drug? And I'm like, absolutely not. I would tell them, like, absolutely not. I do not want to be in the clinical trial for this, because I know I can't take it. So, that's nice, right? So, shows you one of the powerful things about chemistry, and it's also knowledge is power. And why do we say knowledge is power? Well, it shows you the usefulness of things. So, my knowledge is powerful because I know I can't take this molecule, and then I won't have an allergic reaction to it, which would further complicate my health. So, that's kind of like, that's something that, by inaction that actually would help me, right? So that is the powerful nature of that. So I hope you enjoy the article. When I give this talk, I just kind of, briefly mention it. I know I'm talking a little longer because, I'm covering quite a few things in this talk. But, and this is an optional part of the class. So I don't want you to read this like, oh man, he's gonna test me on, like, no, I'm not gonna test you on this. This is just to show you that what you're learning actually has a use, and only that, we're also growing in our knowledge of science and chemistry, and we push forward. And one thing with chemistry, which I do like, chemistry is extremely useful, and that's the reason why I like you're taking this class, right? And it's because chemistry is just so useful, and we do things like get new drugs, right? That do help and improve the quality of most people's lives. I mean, unfortunately, like I said, this is not going to affect me personally. Well, maybe not. Maybe if one of my loved ones, who I'm not, like, my allergy tends to run in my family, if one of my dear friends gets this, or one of my dear students, you can take this. So I guess it does directly affect me in a positive way. So I hope you enjoyed the talk, and I'm doing okay. I'm with my family right now, and it's a bit of a tough time, but we will get through it. This too shall pass, and I am still working, so feel free to email me if you need anything, and I will help you. I have been answering my emails, and if you do need anything, I mean, so if you, like I said, if you're have a loss in your basic needs, if you and those are usually the easiest to help, especially food. So because there's lots of places to get food, and that's also in some of my welcome videos. It's a dual purpose, right? I want you to pass this class. I want you to do well, and you can't do it if you're hungry. If you're not dealing with your basic needs, you're not going to be as successful in this class. And I mean, it's also from one human to the other. Of course, I don't want you going hungry. Of course, there's that too. Same thing if you're dealing with some tough mental health issues, and it's mental health issues in mental health have increased lately, especially anxiety. So, and I mean, that's an unfortunate part of our generations. So good old millennials and Gen Z. I'm a millennial, but I mean, so we have our fun time with an anxiety, and I certainly hope you don't have anxiety. But or if you have any other questions, if you need anything, let me know. I'm here to help. I'm part of your support network. I also, like I said, I have a support network with right now and in general, so I will be fine. And I've been through some tough times in my life. So that being said, it still sucks, and it's gonna hurt more later. I know that. So, and anyways, I'm going to sign off for now, and again, thank you everyone for all the kind words, and you can pay me back by working really hard in this class. The more A's I see, the better I feel. So you can pay me back by, rocking in this class and all your other classes too. So I'm going to sign off for now. And the next one I do is going to be shorter. So don't worry, you don't have to listen to me talk the whole time. And again, this is optional part of the class. You don't get, you're not being tested on this. So, but I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy the article. I hope you like the picture of the panda. You'll probably like the picture of the panda the best. But again, I'm gonna sign off for now. So aloha.